What's up? I'm back with another video. It's Sunday, just past 9 p.m. and we're gonna stroll through Manhattan and see what the nightlife is like on Sunday. We're gonna make our way past the Grand Central Terminal, up Fifth Avenue, around the Rockefeller Center, all the way to Central Park South. It's after the summer season of 2025. We're heading into the fall. Tonight is one of those chilly Sunday nights, and I decided that I wanted to take a walk through the city, especially before, I get in the mood to where it's kind of hard to take a walk through the city because of the cold weather. So let's go and see some New York City at night, the city that never sleeps. Sunday is always one of those days where people wind down because the work week is gonna start on Monday. But in New York City, especially if you go to the areas where the locals live, you're gonna get a thriving nightlife. But I wanted to swing around to see what happens around in Grand Central Station in that area. Grand Central Station, really well lit, always at night. And then you have the Summit One Vanderbilt, which is the newest observatory deck, right in the sky. The energy of the city never stops. It might slow down a bit depending on the day, but it never stops. Back to what I was saying, if you go and you head down to the local neighborhoods where the locals stay, they still have one of those nice quaint lifestyles, a little bit of undercover partying and celebrations in that area. But in the tourist areas, because the tourists don't know how New York City runs outside of those zones, they tend to retreat back to their hotels. And sometimes these hotels have those incredible bars, so it's not hard for them to really go back and have a drink at the hotel bars before they wind down and go to sleep. We're gonna go with the flow of the city and let our hearts just take in the natural elements of what happens in New York City. The conscious and the subconscious activity. This is kind of a New York City after dark video. I want to get into the point in the habit of actually filming videos about the late night wee hours early in the morning, but until I get comfortable in my scheduling, I'm just going to take you out to New York City just after dark. Right across the street there, you have this very popular T-Squared Social, which is an entertainment complex. They're showing the Giants game this evening, but that's a very popular spot for some of the locals who are getting off of work in this business district. The area in which we're walking, although it is full of tourist attractions, it's also very popular business district to where some of the high-profile companies that are around the world house themselves into. So you have Salesforce, you have the Palmolive Colgate building. As we're approaching here, the Fifth Avenue, which of course is known as New York City's elite shopping district, iconic. You do have some of the designers who have their headquarters in those areas in the buildings. So it's a lot of business district tourists, a collage of folks coming together that make up New York City, or how you perceive this city. And across here, you have the famous New York Public Library. Make our way quickly across the street. I got a little caught up. You know what? We'll take our way to 6th Avenue. This is 5th Avenue. We're gonna loop back around here to catch the Rockefeller Center. But we're gonna go to the facade, the front facade on 6th Avenue, and we are going to make our way across the Rockefeller Center, the NBC studios, and in that area that's going to be coming to life real soon. The holiday season is upon us. You're going to get Halloween next month in October, which is not that far off. The month is almost ending, and then it's going to end into Turkey Day and of course Christmas, so the decorations are coming up. Just walking through this area reminds me of my tourist days. I will always bring up my tourist days because I was out here young and dumb and off in these streets, you know, in my early 20s. I'm 37 now. I was in my early 20s just enjoying life. I'm not the biggest drinker, but I do enjoy something to drink every now and then. You know, whiskey lover, something smooth, something light. I also like gin. After about 2 or 3 drinks, I cut it off. Just enough to fill my alcohol, you know, a little tipsy. But I remember when I was just 23 years old, 25 years old, wandering these streets without a real care in the world. Let's see, I think Bryant Park is still open. Yep, they're not closed. Let's hop up over into Bryant Park. A little Bryant Park after dark ain't never hurt anybody. Here you go. You still have some live activities. I don't know, maybe they closed at 11 or midnight. And again, we're about, 9 o'clock, maybe 9:30. We still have people out there enjoying the lawn. The lawn is going to be closing up for the season. They're going to flip it into a ice skating ring and a winter wonderland coming this winter season. Bryant Park is one of those places that's open 365, so you can always count on something being done in Bryant Park. You have some people at night enjoying chess, the famous water fountains at Bryant Park. Then you have the carousel. That's the kids section of Bryant Park. You have the Empire State Building lit blue this evening, and the Bryant Park Hotel. You also have the Park Lane Hotel in this area as well too. And we're just going to take you to the area where they have a lot of the table sports. Again, chess is being played here. You have table ping pong here. So in the daytime, like tomorrow, if we were to come in the daytime, all of this will be filled with people and more lively entertainment. You have some restaurants along the area. What's this? Casa Toscana. And then you have the patio that's over there. And then you have this area here in which we came in. You have that area which is Bryant Park Cafe, and then you have this other popular restaurant over here too. And I think that's called the Bryant Park Restaurant. Right in the back of the New York Public Library. So, and that's a good thing, just to see these people hanging out in Bryant Park almost into the late night hours. And that's the New York City life for you. So it's not just tourists, those are locals as well. So anytime you hear someone says, well, locals don't hang with the tourists, they're lying. Waffles and Dings, and then you have the Bread's Bakery. That little place smells so great. If you're into the fresh bread smell, you'll love just even standing there. Ice cream truck at night, and then you have the hot dog cart here. Right on Avenues of America, aka 6th Avenue and West 42nd Street. Let me show you something special. You have Times Square in the backdrop there. we're gonna make our way up 6th Avenue, aka the Avenues of America, and go towards the Rockefeller Center. I haven't been near the Rockefeller Center at night in so long, like in years. Only during the daytime area. I'm always bombarded with work, so it's good to try to get a pass through the Rockefeller Center every once in a while. Like I said, especially before it gets so cold and I don't even have the energy to want to even leave my house. You see this beautiful place here? That right there is an indoor atrium, aka an indoor park. And there's so many of those atriums around New York City, or alternative to the outside open air park. New York City really is a place where it's walkable. There's so many parks. There's so many indoor and outdoor parks, so many squares where you could just sit and lounge. It's a place where they take care of their residents and their visitors. I love this place too. Steinway and Sons, the piano place. I once said in a video that living in New York City and being bored is a choice, and I legitimately mean that. 365, there's always something to do if you're willing to leave your house or leave your hotel room. And I love the vibe, because you can tell if someone's coming from a club or a cocktail hour, or they're just walking around the city like me. A place that's full of eclecticism and style and fashion and hangout spots and social interactions and love. You can't get enough of New York City. New York City has a reputation for being an exciting place and being a place of horror. It really is all about what you want to partake in. New York City is one of those places where you can pick and choose your heaven or your hell. Just don't get on the subway. I will always preach against getting on the subway. If you can, take a walk, take a Uber, take a cab. If you must get on the subway because you can't afford it and it's super cheap, then you can get on the subway. Try to take the express if you can, and you'll be safe. Mind your business. Trust and believe when I say mind your business, especially if you look a certain way, because people will try you, and it's unfortunate. Okay, let's cross really fast. Let's cross really bad. That too, because it wasn't time for me to cross, but in New York City, you kind of have to jaywalk. That's another thing I will tell you. I don't believe that most people in this city actually know how to drive for real. If you go to any part of the world, I'm sure, well, I wouldn't say any part of the world, because I'm sure there's horrible drivers in some foreign countries too. But if you go in any other part of the United States, you got people who know how to drive for real. I myself used to have a license when I lived in Florida. But since moving to New York City, I don't have a license. The men's out here still hustling, selling art, selling electronics, selling gifts, selling hats, keepsakes to make you, remind you of New York City. You have Biggie and Pop Smoke. That's actually Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant at the NBA All-Star Games. People are still hustling well into the midnight. I guess they say if we have tourists, it's always a chance to make a sale. Right in the distance there, the horizon, you have the Radio City Music Hall, which is getting ready for their fall and winter shows. Come to New York City to see the Rockettes. Before we go any farther, I just want to let you know about this area here that we're into. A lot of people don't know this, but New York City does have a diamond district as well. This is where they sell some high-end diamonds, raw jewelry, raw pieces for the jewelry makers, and of course the high-end jewelry designers to come and shop for their diamonds, gold, and other precious metals and stones. 47th Street, the Diamond Jewelry Way. You have so many incredible districts in here. You have the Financial District, you have the Garment District, which is that way, the Diamond District, you have Wall Street, it's always a district. Which district will you pass by and which district will you be nosy and follow? What's important to highlight with this video as well too is the area in which we're in. If you are visiting New York City, you're staying in the area where the majority of the hotels are. There's hotels all across New York City, but really from 72nd Street, which is all the way up that way, all the way downtown, which is that way, that's where all the hotels and the tourist attractions are. And in this area between 34th Street, or should I say the 30th, all the way to the 50s or 60s are all the hotels. So if you're looking to hang out in New York City and you want to know where you're going to be staying, you're probably going to be staying in this area. And I keep pointing in this area, of course, because you're not that far away from Times Square. And the Radio City Music Hall, which has the Rockefeller Center. So sometimes when you see tourists getting ready for vacation or you're getting ready for a visit, the truth of the matter is you won't be that far away from what's happening. I want to actually cross the road here because I want to show you this incredibly long line well into the midnight for halal food. This is the kind of stuff that's interesting about New York City. So people will wait all day, at night, for lunch, early in the morning for one halal truck. Get a load of this line. And this area is important too because this is where the Christmas trees and all the Christmas decorations and the show is going to happen in a few months. Public 24-hour place, so you can always visit, waiting for one halal food truck with all those workers. You got all of these people enjoying halal food. So that's a street station, and then you have all of the delivery guys right here. And I'm sure those people make a lot of money just serving that. And that's like 24/7. I'm sure they shut down just a bit to breathe, but it stays open 365. Before we walk just around the corner to the Rockefeller Center, you have the Pebble Bar, which is one of the hottest cocktail bars in Midtown. You have the Rainbow Room, which has that 365 deck at the top of the rock, the observatory deck, and the restaurant. And then you have the Magnolia Bakery, of course. The Rockefeller Center is just around that area, but we're gonna take a full 360 around this area. I haven't been in so long, so it's a great chance to see it again. Another interesting fact about this station here, 47th Street and Rockefeller Center is an underground mall and food court as well. It's closed right now. It's only open during the day, so we won't be taking the tour down there. And then you have the iconic water fountains over here. I forget exactly the name, but that one stays there. 365, NBC Studios, The Tonight Show. We're finally here. See, the Plaza Court, you're gonna also enter there as well too. Lots of incredible, popular restaurants in this area. And like I said, the business professionals in this area, tourists, everyone, they come in and they hang out when they have a break from work, when they want to see the city. It's all the way here. Summer at the Rink, the official Rock Center tours and VIP experiences, the top of the rock observatory deck, tickets and information, shopping and dining, the Radio City Music Hall right there. Welcome to New York City, the virtual tour. You can buy yourself something, you can buy your kids something, You can get tattoos and piercings in this area. Sorry, high-end, one-of-a-kind designer brand for your kids, teens, Little Hills. You can get some office supplies, all at the Rockefeller Center, NBC Studios. Some jewelry pieces. Some of these places put their jewelry away. Some of them keep it open. Let's see here. I like pearls. Look at that. That's a beautiful pearl necklace there. On this nice Sunday evening before the work week starts, the lounge at the Rockefeller Center. I guess you hang out there, or maybe it's a bar in there. I don't know. Like I said, at the start of the work week, the Rockefeller Center. Let's see, maybe he's finishing off for the day, because I guess you still can have that tour. Yeah, they're still having late night tours. I guess they're closing up for the evening. Final tour for the night available. Let's see, look what they have going on, some setup. We're right at the Rockefeller Plaza. Oh, that's a whole crew. Let me ask, can I go over there? Excuse me, can I walk through there? Thank you. I don't know, guess they're getting ready for the tents or event setup. I used to want to do event setup in New York City, but not anymore. I just want to be done. I just want to make incredible content for you all. Walking through the city, picking up life and its happenings, you know. Go to events and have fun, enjoy life. You got one life to live, and it's a shame how people don't enjoy it. FAO shorts, the only FAO shorts left in New York City. I remember when they used to have this on Fifth Avenue near Central Park South, but they closed that one down and only put the one located in the Rockefeller Center Plaza. Just guys fixing it up, making New York City what it is for whatever event. You have the Today Show right across the street. One thing I do love about the Rockefeller Center too is I love how they have all these flags around. And the reason why I'm very pro these flags is because I'm very pro diversity. Ain't nothing like natural diversity. How I'd love to take you in the plaza there, but it's closed for the evening. It'll be opening in the daytime, and partially because I wanted to go window shop at Todd Snyder, which has some beautiful clothes there. But we won't go and see that this evening. We're just soaking the vibe and the atmosphere of New York City at night. Fifth Avenue used to be bustling with so much incredible fashion, well-known designers. It still is, like Michael Kors. You have the Puma store. You have the iconic Saks Fifth Avenue. You have the St. Patrick's Cathedral, a Manhattan icon, where they have some of the most impressive state funerals, celebrations, Sunday Mass, Christmas Mass, still a functioning church. Probably costs a lot of money to get married in that place. But there you have it. You do have the St. Patrick's Cathedral. But if you go towards that way, that's Madison Avenue, one of my favorite places to go, just to catch the New York City high-end fashion designers in that area. If you've been following this show, you know that I do love fashion. And fashion is extremely expensive, and I don't have the funds yet. But someday soon, I will shop for my inner rock and roll superstar. Just a poetic place of New York City, well into the evening. You see this art gallery ahead? We're coming up and we're approaching it. It's called Eden Gallery. They have one in Soho, and then they have one in Fifth Avenue. They also have, I believe, another one in New York City. I'm not sure where it is, but I really love the art that's in this gallery. Every piece is for sale, and the pieces range from 200 to well into 6 figures. They really do. Yes, you can buy this piece here, this love piece. And if I had a beautiful loft space, Look at that. Blah, blah, blah. You have the ballerina sets there. Hope. If I had a beautiful loft space, I tell you what, and some money, I'd buy these pieces. Look at that. Such a magic. I love this one here. That's Kate Moss, but there's a real butterfly, a butterfly dress, a butterfly flower stand with a lock, butterfly on a lion. That is very beautiful piece. And just looking at pieces like that make you think what goes through people's mind. Then you have this comic think, damn, zoink, R, what you see, zap, oh, pow, oops, huh, fart. What did he say? He said he loves me. Do I still have to hold in my fart? Something like that. Butterfly book. Just impressive art, in my opinion. Only because I like art that makes the eye dance. And then you have this fashion collection here. Let's see here. Gucci with the lollipops with a perfume bottle. Then you have Hermes. You have Red Bull. You have Gucci, Chanel. And then you have this other Gucci set up here. Frida Kahlo. I think I'm saying her name right. The girl with the pearl earrings. Done so beautifully. Those are feathers. Feather details. And like I said, they put some of the most impressive art there. It's ever changing. And if I had a beautiful space and a whole bunch of money, I'd actually decorate my house in that. You have Lego across the street. I decorate my house in it because I really do love to be visually stimulated. Monopoly. I actually want to take a tour, but I don't know if they'll let me film in there. It is what it is. My favorite place is closed, and I hate when they do this because I love Cartier, and I love to watch their windows displays, but they close down, and so I don't get to see anything, and they take all of their jewelry away. But I love watching the Cartier window displays and imagining myself with so much money. Another art gallery where you can buy some fine art. I actually love this one too as well. Look at the Breakfast at Tiffany thing with Audrey Hepburn. They also have one, I believe, down in Soho. The Peninsula Hotel, the epitome of luxury. I think the Peninsula Hotel is fabulous. When it's holiday season, that is the hotel to stay in. 5-star luxury. Amazing concierge service, and they decorate everything, so you really feel the holiday festivities if you were to stay at the Peninsula Hotel. We're in the Central Park South area, the very expensive part of New York City where all the millionaires, billionaires stay. So everything is all about 5-star luxury. And if we've noticed, we're past the Harry Winston's jewelry and the St. Regis 5-star hotel, which went under major renovation. Making our way past Mango, I remember this place. This clothing brand didn't have the quality, but now they have that chic quality, you know, beautiful pieces. If you want some classic American, I guess the kids are calling it quiet luxury, but you can also get, you know, some good pieces there. At least from the window display standpoint. The Gucci store. And then across there, of course, you have Prada. You know, Bulgari, they have a nice window display, but of course, all those places have taken up their jewelry, so we can't see any jewelry. We can't window shop at night for safety reasons. And of course, Tiffany. I love Tiffany's display. Oh, Tiffany still got their display going. Let's see what they have. That's so beautiful. I'm gonna show you. Hopefully it's still there. I love this part. Yep, they still got it up there. Look at these pieces on Tiffany. I love these pieces, especially this one and this one. It's like the size of my thumb. You might not be able to see the quality on this camera, but I really do love those pieces. And then you have the up close of the famous Louis Vuitton suitcase facade. And I heard that they're adding more to that facade. You have Saint Laurent, you have David Yurman, you have Burberry, you have Dior, you have Miu Miu, you have Tiffany, and then you have the new Louis Vuitton here. I'll come back to that display. The gentleman is watching that. Let's see what they have here. I do love that. I would actually wear that whole choker around the neck, and then I would put the earrings along the lapel. Let's go back to this display. Another one. This choker, I would wear that. This is women's jewelry, but I would still wear it. Choker, of course. The ring will go on the pinky finger, and these earrings will go on the lapel. That's how I dress. And I can do that in an all black look. Some people wear women's clothes. I will wear women's jewelry. I would definitely wear a woman's jewelry. Maybe not the choker here, but definitely the bracelet in that ring on the pinky. I love women's jewelry. I think it's the most prettiest thing on there. It adds that sparkliness to a masculine look. I don't care. Some people will say, well, men should not touch women's things. I think men should dress more amazing. You have the very famous Louis Vuitton store that everybody's lining up to have something, you know, enjoy the chocolate. I just seen this one, $4,000 chocolate. You know, they still having celebrations in there. It's a tourist attraction now.
Thank you for watching this video. If you're interested in more walk tours across New York City at nighttime, hit the like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.